All right, guys, so what I found, and I don't really like it, but here we are, game time, is that for some reason, the clock spring assembly, when you put it in, it angles down a little. For some odd reason, it angles itself down, and what that causes is it causes a misalignment between your steering column and your nubs and your whole assembly. And so my steering wheel was just not getting into the right position. So what I plan to do, I don't really like it, but I plan to use a couple washers here in between the assembly and the actual body of the car. Again, I don't like this solution, but I don't really see much of a choice that I have as far as angling this up. So for better or for worse, that's what we're going with. I'm going with 2 washers on this side. And I don't know if it makes a difference, but I have lock washers. Mainly because that's pretty much what I have. So that's what the car is going to get. And oh, I cannot get this. All right, so maybe 2 washers isn't going to work, so we're going to go with 1. And if I see that angle start to drop again, I will add another washer in the back there, which I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's go with 2. Again, it's not really what I want to do, but and actually, I can't even do 2 because it's not, 2 washers is not giving me enough to grab the threading, so 2 washers aren't even going to work unless I really want to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, they're lock washers, so I'm going to do 1 at a time, get it to do its locking thing, and then see if I can put the second one in. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, this is turning into a bigger nightmare than I thought. Wow, this is nuts. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not dumb enough to destroy the threading on these screws. So we're getting 1 washer, and that's it. And however that turns out, we're sending it. Well, I thought washers were going to save the day, guys, but doesn't seem like it's making any difference. Oh, Jesus, this is not good. All right. All right, we're gonna try one washer each spot. And quite frankly, at this point, I'm just gonna pray. Not the right screwdriver. Well, guys, this has felt like an absolute nightmare. But aren't all projects? I can already tell you guys, one of the bolts is already missing. Oh, man. One of the bolts is missing. One of the bolts is missing. One of the bolts is missing. The bolt is found. Okay, so recap. I've added a washer to the bottom of the right and the left, down here and down in the bottom here. Hopefully that gives it a little more of a tilt so that my steering wheel, because let's make sure this is right. 1, 2, go back, 1, 2, okay. 1, 2, we're back to the middle. All right, slide this through, set this up. Okay, now, my angle is better, but man, for your own knowledge, guys, this steering wheel barely has that clock spring caught. But at this point, we're going with it. So, now that we got that, we're gonna plug this in. I gotta make sure all of my stuff is pulled nice and tight here before I tighten up this steering wheel. All right, and where is our wrench? Here it is. So we want, I believe, 41 foot-pounds. .41 foot-pounds. Okay, 41 foot-pounds. So now the steering wheel is in. Feels like it's got the clock spring decently gripped, which is good. I think the plugs are only going to make it that much stronger. So let's get all these plugs in. Now I really wish I had my pliers, because getting this micro JST in, well, I thought it was going to be impossible, but the possible sometimes is possible. All right. JST is in, that's in. We're gonna just put our horn to the side because I don't want to close anything up until I test this bad boy out. So now we're gonna get down here, we're gonna start doing plugs. This is our clock spring plug. Remember, we did a Y split so we could flip-flop in between, so I'm gonna tuck that way under here. And then this up here is my multifunction switch with my box, so that can get tucked in. Now here is my clock spring connector, so I'm going to plug that in. Once I plug that in, all my clock spring functions should work. Okay, then over here, oh, that's my RGB, which I'm not going to use for a very long time probably. And okay, so now that leaves me with my power box for my heated steering wheel, which is over here. Okay, so here is my one connector long, one connector short. Okay, here is the connector that's going to go into my heat. So I can already tell you guys, I made this way too short. So I'm probably going to take this one out because it's just a single plug, and I'm going to extend that with some butt crimp connectors and make it a lot longer so that this can actually tuck underneath here, because right now, no way it's not going to reach. It's not going to reach, not even close. Not with all these other wires fighting for this space. Okay, so now I'm going to take this is my hot always on power. I'm going to plug that into the heat module. I'm going to take my splitter. My splitter is going to give me run start power to my heat and run start power to my wiper connection. And we are going to take it from here. Oh boy, I am gonna pray. We're praying, guys. We're praying. So, but, all right, we know why we have an airbag light because that's expected. But let's, well, first let's test our high beams. So if we pull it, it's flash to pass. So that works. Let's try pushing it away, which should give us an always on high beam. Okay, that doesn't work. Our blinkers work, which is good, but we're not getting any flash to pass, so we'll have to figure that out. Let's try this. Heat. All right, well, the heat appears to be on. Why would we not get flash to pass? I have to figure that out. But let's see, wipers. If I pull this down, do I get spray? All right. All right, while we wait. Oh man, there's wires everywhere. So now I am so curious why I'm not getting high beam at all. I mean, I get flash to pass, which I expected, but I'm not getting high beam. While I wait, let's take a look in the back here. So I definitely have power to my module, which is here. That's what that red light is, but for some reason, despite me giving it power from here, it's not going. Oy. Well, my heated steering wheel is working, so I guess that's one bonus. Well, that's why we didn't put the airbag back. Well, one step forward. Well, 5 steps forward, 1 step back. All right, guys. Not what I wanted to see, but we're getting there. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.